Number 1, 15-minute city. Think of a city where everything you need, be it your office, school, parks, or even the hospital, is just a 15-minute walk or bike ride away. Sounds convenient, right? Well, that's exactly the idea behind the 15-minute city. And it's already starting to reshape the urban lifestyle around the world. City planners are working on creating neighborhoods that are self-sufficient, ultimately reducing people's reliance on cars and other vehicles, while also strengthening community connections. One of the standard examples of this urban planning trend can be seen in Paris. Mary Ann Hidalgo has made the 15-minute city concept into reality with over 50 operational 15-minute neighborhoods already in place. The areas in question offer a high quality of life with almost everything easily accessible. These neighborhoods have also reduced car emissions, bringing back a healthier, more walkable way of life. But that's not all. Other cities around the world are also catching up. Take Melbourne, for example. Despite the challenge of its large urban sprawl, the city's working on adapting this model. The goal? To make sure that everything people need is close by, even in a city like Melbourne. Barcelona has its own take with its Super Blocks program. By redesigning city blocks, the program aims to reduce car traffic, giving more attention to pedestrian and cycling spaces. The project also involves turning the streets into green public spaces that'll help tackle pollution. And in Shanghai, by 2035, the plan is to make sure that 99% of the public services are accessible within a 15-minute walk. So, with major cities around the world already making strides toward this model, it seems that by the 2030s, more and more cities will be following a similar urban plan. As cities aim to create more walkable, self-contained neighborhoods, there's another trend that's empowering communities to take urban change into their own hands. Number 2, tactical urbanism. Tactical urbanism is another urban planning trend that's been making waves in the world by offering quick, low-cost, and creative solutions to make neighborhoods better. What makes this trend different from others is the fact that it's not actually the work of government officials, but instead it's more of a community effort. Instead of waiting for the government to put forward slow-paced projects, tactical urbanism encourages locals to set up and test new ideas that could improve their neighborhood faster and more efficiently. These ideas could include pop-up bike lanes, colorful street art, creating pedestrian plazas, and even turning parking spaces into parklets to give people a chance to enjoy a pedestrian-friendly environment. This strategy involves everyone, from the residents to local businesses and even the city planners, all working together on building spaces that feel more welcoming and safe. And the best part? These projects are temporary and can be easily undone if they don't seem to work out. However, at the same time, these projects can also easily be turned into permanent changes if the community loves them. One major example of tactical urbanism is New York City's Open Streets program. This program started during the COVID-19 pandemic when the city temporarily closed off streets to cars. This lack of cars ultimately opened up more space for cyclists and pedestrians. The idea was so effective that it's now become part of the city's long-term urban planning strategy. Portland, Oregon has also embraced tactical urbanism as pop-up bike lanes and parklets have transformed ordinary streets into lively, community-driven spaces. Mexico City also uses this strategy by creating temporary plazas and pedestrian-friendly zones, reclaiming the public spaces that were once dominated by traffic. This approach is changing the way we think about urban spaces, turning them into places where communities can connect, enjoy, and contribute to make the lifestyle better in several different ways. While tactical urbanism offers quick, community-driven fixes for urban spaces, another approach is emerging that focuses on long-term sustainability and resilience. Number 3, climate-resilient design. As climate change accelerates, the world is witnessing natural disasters and extreme weather events. With rising temperatures and melting glaciers, the conditions are getting unpredictable and dangerous. The cities are constantly at risk of flooding and other catastrophic events. To address this issue, urban planners are focusing on designing cities that are more climate resistant. These buildings are meant to endure and recover from severe weather. The goal isn't just to protect buildings and infrastructure, but also to create environments that remain safe, sustainable, and, most importantly, livable, even under extreme conditions. One key strategy in this effort is to build more green infrastructure to address the shortage of greenery in urban areas. With green infrastructure, cities feature more parks, green roofs, and permeable pavements with water management systems to help reduce flooding and heat. One great example of this type of urban planning is Malmö, Sweden. After experiencing flooding, the Augustenborg neighborhood was redesigned with open canals, green roofs, and ponds to absorb more of the stormwater. This approach worked perfectly, and during a major storm in 2014, Augustenborg saw an 80% reduction in runoff compared to other areas. Another great example of climate-resistant design can be seen in Denmark's Enghave Park and Climate Park. It captures thousands of cubic meters of stormwater while also preserving the historical landscape around it. Similarly, Singapore's Lakeside Garden used wetlands and nature-inspired play areas to manage water and restore local habitats. The focus on integrating nature into urban design has even extended to bus stops in Polish cities, where green roofs are being used to absorb rainwater and reduce heat. These climate-resilient designs not only help cities survive in an era of climate change, but they also bring back the greenery and natural beauty we've lost, creating more sustainable and thriving urban environments. Building cities that can withstand climate extremes is critical, but so is ensuring that these cities remain connected to nature. And that's exactly what this next urban planning trend is about. Number 4, urban green corridors and biodiversity. Urban green corridors are another strategy that connects cities with parks, gardens, rivers, and forests to create seamless networks of green space. But these corridors do more than just look beautiful. They serve a vital role in saving urban wildlife, supporting biodiversity, and protecting animal habitats. These green spaces are beneficial for both the environment and urban life, as they allow nature to thrive while ensuring that the city remains fully functional and vibrant. One great example of this type of urban planning is Madrid's Manzanares River, which has been restored to its natural flow, ultimately supporting native plants along an 8-kilometer stretch. Not just that, this concept's been embraced with impressive results in Singapore as well. The project, known as the City in a Garden in Singapore, has integrated lush green spaces into its dense urban environment. It's similar to the iconic Gardens by the Bay, which features solar-powered super trees. These trees not only house diverse plant life, but also help cool the city naturally. Singapore also boasts a massive network of green paths and parks, promoting biodiversity and encouraging outdoor activities. Urban green corridors are proving to be a smart and sustainable way to balance urban development with the preservation of nature, creating spaces where both people and wildlife can flourish. The creation of urban green corridors is just one way cities are evolving to balance nature and development. But this next trend offers a more tech-driven solution. Number 5, smart city technologies. Smart city technologies are transforming urban life by connecting devices, systems, and entire infrastructures through the Internet of Things, creating more efficient and sustainable cities. Artificial intelligence plays a big role in this shift, helping design urban spaces that operate seamlessly while reducing environmental impact. One example of this in action is Amsterdam's dynamic guided parking system. The system uses wireless sensors to track parking space availability in real time. reducing traffic from drivers searching for spots and cutting down on CO2 emissions. Singapore is also leveraging smart technology with initiatives like smart energy grids. These grids optimize electricity use and smoothly integrate renewable energy sources, making the city more energy efficient and sustainable. In the U.S., New York has implemented IoT-powered flood monitoring systems to better prepare for climate-related challenges. This technology helps predict and manage potential flooding, allowing the city to act before problems arise. Micro-transit services, like the app-based minibuses in the Woodlands, Texas, and several mid-sized Canadian cities, are helping reduce reliance on private vehicles. These services make transportation more accessible while cutting down on traffic and pollution. With the continued advancement of these smart technologies, cities are set to become hubs of innovation by the 2030s, offering more sustainable and efficient living environments. The future of urban planning isn't just about building new systems. It's also about preserving the old. And this next urban planning strategy is all about helping cities hold on to their heritage. Number 6, adaptive reuse and historic preservation. The last trend on our list is adaptive reuse, which is essentially the idea of recycling, but instead of trash, it focuses on reusing buildings. This is arguably one of the most ingenious ideas in urban planning, as it's not about building something new, but rather incorporating the structures that are already standing. It gives purpose to these historic buildings that are sitting idle and facing wear and tear over the years. Rather than demolishing them, adaptive reuse preserves their character and turns them into functional spaces, often with a creative twist. These buildings, such as old apartments or abandoned factories, are often turned into museums or other cool places, making it a perfect way to preserve the local heritage. London's Tate Modern Gallery is an iconic example that uses the building of a disused power station and is now known as one of the world's most visited art museums. Another example is New York City's High Line, which was previously an abandoned elevated railway, now turned into a lush urban park that attracts tourists from all over the world. The trend of adaptive reuse is booming right now, and hopefully by the 2030s, all of these historic buildings will serve a new purpose while preserving the stories they gathered from the past. Hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and also press the bell icon so you won't miss out on new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.